Good morning, everybody. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style, and we have hit the midweek. We made it.
We have. It's Wednesday.
It is.
We're getting closer and closer to Friday by the minute.
I know, and I have not been getting sleep because I've been up every single night reading my stupid books, the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy, and we're going to get to a little story about that later.
Okay.
But I have to tell you that it's so funny because I feel like everybody is so embarrassed to talk about it, and yet we're all reading it, so let's just admit it. Let's just fess up, people, because every time I go to the pool, people are doing like the fold over, you know, like the fold so you don't see the cover of the book. I know what you're reading. Come on, you know what I'm reading. I know what you're reading. And it's okay. It's okay to embrace popular culture and read a popular book, and you need to read it.
I know, I need to. I just started on a book, The Help, which apparently I'm the last person in the world to read that book.
My sister just loaned it to
me. I haven't seen the movie either, so it's all a surprise. So I'm glad to read the book. I don't see the movie, but
yeah,
it's pretty good so far.
I heard that the book is better than the movie, so we'll have to see how that goes.
But so I need to. Well, then pass on the books.
Yeah. We have to start doing. I think we should do a book club, our own book club. Let's do it. It's worth it, and then we can talk about it. I like to hear what people think. Now, another cool thing about today is the fact that it is 7-Eleven's 85th birthday, and what does that mean? It means you get a present. Free Slurpees.
That's right. If you all you have to do is head over to the 7-Eleven between 11 and 7 this evening and grab your Slurpee. Last year they gave away about 5 million free Slurpees, and they're looking to give away about 7 to 10 million, I think.
Oh my gosh.
This year. So
sugar rush. Well,
and they have the sugar-free ones too.
Oh, they do?
You're watching the calories.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Sugar-free Slurpee too.
Perfect. See, now anybody that knows me knows I'm slightly big gulp obsessed. I love Diet Dr. Pepper, and I love to drink it in a big gulp cup. So I was hoping maybe I could talk to them about subbing
that out for
the big gulp. You never know.
I don't know.
Hey,
maybe.
I just talked to Sally about this yesterday. The answer is always no if you don't ask.
That is true. You always have to ask.
Good lesson in life to remember. And now let's check in with our lesson giver of all time, KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez, with this morning's headlines. Do you have any good lessons for us today, Mama?
Yeah, you know, hey, it was. Hey, you got me on the big gulp. I'm thinking of the big gulp right now, and the whole Slurpee situation.
Yes.
Are you really saying that you would ask for the Slurpee in the gigantic big gulp?
No, I would ask for a diet soda in a big gulp cup instead of a Slurpee.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, man, that is major brain freeze.
No brain freezing for me. I've got enough issues.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, I'll just be like, okay, yeah. No, I love you, Nikki.
Love you back.
All right, Kristen. Ladies, let's get ready for our news headlines. We got to get going here because we do have a lot of news to get to. This morning, this is on a serious note. After more than 6 years on the run and hiding out in another country, a man accused of killing a little boy in Clovis is back in New Mexico. Noe Torres landed at the Sunport yesterday afternoon. He's expected to face a judge for his first appearance this morning in Clovis. Now, Torres is accused of being part of a gang that shot into a home back in September 2005. They were aiming for someone else, but instead, the gunfire killed 10-year-old Carlos Perez. Another man, this guy here, was convicted of killing the 10-year-old. His name was Edward Salas, but he escaped from jail a few years ago and since then has yet to be caught. 3 weeks and 3 major companies in and around Albuquerque have announced some big-time layoffs. And this morning, 2 politicians are giving us 2 very different ideas about how to bring jobs back to the land of enchantment. Shot Solar, Loveless Hospital, and Hewlett-Packard in Rio Rancho have announced they are cutting a total of 380 jobs. But Governor Susana Martinez says despite all of that, more jobs are on the way.
We have Honeywell, who's bringing 100 to 200 jobs to New Mexico. We have Lowe's, up to I think 600 jobs more.
Martinez says the state does need to cut regulations and taxes to get more companies and jobs here. Now, State Senator Jerry Ortiz-Pino points out Shot Solar got huge incentives to come here and is still closing its plant here. The senator believes New Mexico can put people back to work right now by building highways and other projects.
The only real growth that we can sustain, I think, is growth that comes from within.
Now, Governor Susana Martinez and Albuquerque Mayor R.J. Berry both told us that they are working hard to bring more companies and jobs to the state. And speaking of jobs coming to the state, hundreds of them should be coming to Albuquerque very soon when the convention center gets a big facelift. Mayor R.J. Berry showed off his plans for this yesterday. He wants the convention center to have a New Mexican feel as the Sunport does. The mayor thinks that'll bring more conventions out here. The project will cost $20 million and is set to use about 2,400 construction workers. Everything should be done within the next couple of years. This morning, the State Department of Finance and Administration says it now knows what went wrong with the payroll system last month that caused some big problems for state workers and their paychecks. Because of two separate mistakes, almost 8,000 state workers did not receive their full paychecks last month when they were supposed to. Officials this morning say an employee, an outdated payroll system, and poor training are all to blame. Now, it is costing the state nearly $250,000 to fix the problem. I'm talking $48,000 to figure out what went wrong, and then the state plans to pay another $200,000 for an outside contractor to come in, oversee the system for 6 months, and then train employees who use it. The Rio Rancho City Council could ditch the city's longtime manager at tonight's meeting. The council is expected to discuss giving James Jimenez the boot. The discussion was placed on tonight's agenda after a closed-door meeting last week called by Tea Party councilors who were elected back in April. And finally this morning, Attorney General Gary King says he's running for governor again. King told a radio station yesterday that he's already created a campaign committee and will run for governor in 2 years. Governor King, or Gary King, is Bruce King's son, and Bruce was governor here in New Mexico longer than anyone else. I'm sure you all recall that. Gary ran for governor in 1998 and in 2002, but lost both times. And that wraps it up for your Wednesday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt Morrow, Kristen Van Dyke, and me every weekday morning beginning on 4:30. That's bright. I always want to say bright and early, but it's actually dark and early on KRQE News 13. Yeah, dark and early, and then it gets bright.
Did you have a Slurpee this morning?
No, but I think I need more caffeine this morning or something. I'm just kind of gradually going downhill.
Well, now it's bright and early, and you look bright and pretty, and you're white. Have a good day, Elizabeth.
Thank you, ladies.
Now it's Wednesday, and of course we love Wednesdays because it is officially time for our Hollywood Buzz.
That's right. TMZ correspondent Gary Trock joins us from Los Angeles once again. Good morning, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, good morning. How you doing? We're
doing great. Okay, I'm about to talk about one of my favorite idols of all time. Yesterday we reported that Adam Lambert is a likely candidate now for the American Idol judges panel. But now we hear TMZ is reporting that Nigel Lithgow is pushing for Charlie Sheen and Jerry Lewis. What? Charlie Sheen says he's 100% on board. Please tell me this is a joke.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how truthful this is, but we actually called Nigel Lithgow yesterday, asked him about all the rumors about the supposed judges. He said the two that he's pushing for, like you said, Charlie Sheen and Jerry Lewis. I don't know if he's joking, but I mean, that would be interesting for a little bit. If they could keep Jerry awake long enough for like the whole thing, I mean, that would be awesome. But Charlie Sheen, we actually got a hold of him and found out what he thought about it. Charlie said he is definitely on board under two conditions.
Okay.
One is that his new show, Anger Management, signs off on the deal and they're okay with it. The other one is that they give him a good salary. He said enough to make the needle jump. I guess that's Charlie Sheen talk to get him excited. And then he said he also wants, if he's on Idol, he wants 20% of his Idol money to go towards various charities. So Charlie, he's a giver. That's good. He wants to give back to the community. So we'll see what happens. Jerry Lewis people have not gotten back to us yet. It's really early, so I don't think they're up.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Hopefully we'll get something a little later.
Oh, man.
This is crazy. I mean, can you imagine? I think when you think of Idol judges, it should be people who have either been through the process or in the music business.
Well, can you imagine how many times we'd hear winning?
Winning.
Oh, it would be good. It would be entertaining, no matter what. But I really, really doubt that Charlie and Jerry will be on the judges' table.
Yeah, it's doubtful, but I know TMZ will keep us informed. We will look forward to the final judgment on that decision.
Okay, so Chris Humphries is breathing a little easier today since his ex-girlfriend now says she is absolutely not pregnant. But what took Milo so long to fess up, and how does this throw a kink into Kim K's divorce strategy, Gary?
Yeah.
This girl, Mila Sinanaj, just basically loves press and fame more than anybody I've seen, because she wedged her way into a story. She's literally a nobody, and now she's being talked about. So she said she was pregnant. Now she says she's not. We actually had her on TMZ Live yesterday. We called her out on it, and she pretended not to know what was going on, but she actually did, she contacted her lawyer and told him that she was pregnant with Chris's baby and that she was serious about it. So who knows what's really going on. As far as Kim, I don't really think that this is going to have any effect on the divorce case. I mean, this is just going to show that, it's not going to affect her stance, because she's still going to show that Chris has moved on, that he has these other relationships, and that he's not really, this big victim like he's claiming to be. So I think she's fine either way. They've already had depositions, so they've already gotten, all the good info they need.
Definitely, yeah. I've been watching the show religiously this season, and we finally saw the big reveal of the Kim-Kanye relationship this week. That was pretty interesting. I'm interested in seeing how that all plays out. I know they're going to keep it a little more under wraps, but I like Kim and Kanye better than Kim and Chris.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, now we're
definitely. And plus, Kim and Kanye are both in that same upper echelon of celebrity.
Exactly. Now I was going to say we're saving the best for last, because this is a biggie. The Tomcat divorce. Everyone's been talking about it. And what was gearing up to be a nasty divorce was actually settled in record time, 2 weeks. So what has TMZ learned about the details of the settlement, and was it 6-year-old Suri who saved Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise from a lengthy divorce war?
That is the truth. Suri was the peacemaker in this whole deal. Basically, Tom and Katie knew that if they dragged out this big public divorce, that would have, emotional damage on Suri they did not want to subject her to. So they got this done quickly. From what we know so far, it looks like Katie has primary custody of Suri, but Tom is going to get lots of contact with her. That's what he basically wanted out of this divorce. He wanted to make sure that his contact with Suri would not be jeopardized. So if they settled that quickly, you got to imagine, both parties were happy with what they got. As far as monetary, they really didn't. Katie did not make a big payday off of this. They're basically leaving the marriage with what they came into it with. Really? They had a really good prenup. Plus, Katie said from the beginning this wasn't about money. She's a successful actress. She wants to start working again, and she really wasn't interested in some big cash cow. So she's just happy that she has her daughter, and now they are separated and done with.
That's pretty good. I mean, as much as I like the juicy gossip, I'm happy for them that they were able to work it out, and I think they kept it clean enough that their careers are still intact, their reputations are intact, and hopefully the child, Suri, will have a better life with divorced parents than a lot of the other Hollywood kids get. So it's good news, actually.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're happy to hear that. Thank you,
good.
Gary.
It's refreshing to see.
Yeah, it is. Well,
No
we appreciate the news as always, and we'll look forward to next week. Maybe we'll have a good Idol update. I always look forward to those.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
Yes.
We'll see you later on TMZ.
And of course, you can catch TMZ weeknights at 5:30 right here on Tucasa Fox. And another movie is going to be shot here in New Mexico.
Yes.
Production will start later this week down south on a film called The Odd Way Home. It's about this, I think it's an indie flick.
Yeah,
right?
It's actually about a woman that's played by Rumor Willis, that's Bruce and Demi's daughter, whose car breaks down while driving through New Mexico, after which she meets a man with autism. Now, Rumor, as I said, is the daughter of Bruce and Demi, so she has that parent celebrity backup behind her.
Oh, of course, yeah. And the film's going to be directed by a New Mexican, and producers are hiring up to 40 crew members and 15 interns from New Mexican State University, so a lot of locals will be involved in the making of this film, so you like to hear that.
We love to hear that, and I love to watch the movies that are made here, and then see the familiarity, and of course keeping our actors working in town is always good.
And speaking of, Breaking Bad starts next Sunday.
Yes,
we're just a few days away.
Just a few days away. The countdown is on. We'll continue to give you more details on that. And here's another good story. Remember, I said I had a little follow-up on the 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Channing Tatum has been one of the big names that's being floated around to play S&M obsessed billionaire Christian Grey. Oh my God, what a crazy character. In a film adaptation of 50 Shades of Grey. Yes.
Right. And
bam!
You know he's smoking. Anybody who saw Magic Mike knows that he's pretty comfortable with the nudity, and I'm sure the movie's going to include a lot of that, right, Nikki? Like, is that true? You've read the book. Is there going to be a lot of? Is there going to be a lot of exposed?
Yes.
Channing?
Yes. Well,
if he plays the part.
This is the thing. It is obviously it's a sexual book. I'm not going to lie to you, but there's also love involved. There's a lot of things involved in it. There's a little more depth than just that, obviously. And Channing does say he's in if he gets the opportunity. He said he'd be in. But this is the catch, because of maybe I would say the explicit nature of the story. He's only in if his wife is cast as Anna. And I think that's cool because I promise you, if he was in that movie with someone like, Angelina Jolie or some hot actress, and they had to play the kind of scenes that go as deep as they do, I'm telling you right now, that would be trouble for their marriage,
just
for sure.
From what I've heard about this book, are they going to be able to keep the movie R-rated?
I think so. I think there's a way they can do it. Because when you think about even reality television now, there's so many things we see that we can't believe. So I think they'll find a way. They'll find a way. All right. I have faith.
We'll see. Looking forward to that one. So You Think You Can Dance's final 20 are vying to be the lords and ladies of dance.
Yes, I'm so excited. Fox's Adam Hasley has more on this.
So You Think You Can Dance Season 9!
Season 9's final 20 are ready to take the stage, hoping their unique talent can woo the crowd, the voting audience, and the judges on So You Think You Can Dance.
If we just show America who we are, like authentically, exactly, who we are, and show how much we want it and how hard we're willing to work for it. And I think that we're both pretty well-rounded, so I think that definitely helps us out.
I think I have the ingredients of a winner. I'm extremely determined. Hardworking.
The contestants will now be pushed to perform dance styles they're less comfortable with, making some nervous.
My weakest style is definitely hip-hop. Coming from a ballet foundation, it's just going to be hard for me to, loosen up and, bring that swag.
Either ballroom or hip-hop. It's a toss-up. It's just because I haven't had that much experience with ballroom, and hip-hop is, gotta get funky with hip-hop,
My weakest is anything choreography.
My worst is hip-hop.
My hardest style would definitely be ballroom. I can pick up the steps, but the technique for it is not here, not in my body.
6, 7, 8. And what better way to learn than from the best, with a personal lesson from a fellow contestant.
First one, and you're gonna like cucaracha that, and your hips are moving.
In Hollywood, Adam Housley, Fox News.
These dancers this season are unbelievable. I've been watching the auditions, and now we lead up to performance night. They are good. They are really good. I highly recommend watching.
I'll have to take a look. I love some dancing.
It's so much fun, and obviously they're working really hard, so I'm excited to see that. Now, yesterday, you may remember, we told you about the 2-foot-long alligator that was strolling around the South Valley, a very unusual sight here in Albuquerque.
Right, and then here are a few more unusual sightings. The first one from my home state, South Carolina. Gator sightings there aren't so rare, but this picture's pretty cool. Take a look at that. This roseate spoonbill, that's a roseate spoonbill there, that's playing tug of war with probably, an 8-foot gator there.
Oh my gosh.
That is a brave bird. Alligators can move pretty fast, so, hopefully there was a happy ending to the story and the bird didn't become dinner. But
yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, now this next one would be a little disconcerting. Let's take a look at this. A first-time kayaker had a close encounter with a great white shark off the coast of Massachusetts over the weekend. He is no Arthur Fonzarelli. That is scary. The 14-foot shark came within just a few feet of the man as helpful bystanders on the beach yelled, "Paddle! Paddle!" Yeah, you think? Really? Should I? Do you think he'll ever go back in the ocean? Do you think?
Yeah, he will, because I've been in that situation.
You have?
Yes.
A shark?
Surfing, yeah. When I was surfing out, one of my friends goes, "Kristen, go, shark." And I looked beside me and there's a shark. So I just grabbed the next wave. I just paddled as fast as I could, but then I went back out. I just moved over a little bit.
Well, you know what they say when you jump the shark? guts all over from that point on.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that was scary.
It's scary. Yeah.
I don't like that, yeah.
It is kind of nerve-wracking when you see that.
Oh my gosh,
Now,
what
look
about
at
this one?
This is last week's running of the bulls at Pamplona, and we're hearing no one was gored, but this person came pretty close. Apparently one of the 6 fighting bulls that weigh as much as 1,300 pounds broke away from his pack, and his horn somehow got hooked inside the person's bandana. So that's not blood there, that's a red bandana. But you know how they like, don't they go after the color red or something?
Maybe they
like that?
thought it was Bret Michaels.
Right.
No, that was a really bad
Don't they
joke. Yeah, I think the red. Yeah, well, you think about the cape. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that could be the thing.
Did you remember the story where there were these 2 brothers and each one got? Did you ever hear about that?
No, we got what?
Got gored. Like one horn got one brother and one got the other, and they barely survived. They were in the hospital forever, and then they survived. There was this whole little.
That's horrible story.
Years ago.
Oh my gosh.
So dangerous.
Stay away from the bulls.
Yeah.
And stay away from the bull.
And the bull.
And the bull. And no bull here. We're going to give you it straight up. How's the weather?
The weather's looking pretty nice. It's going to be warmer though today.